Mutts about the Thousand Islands, August 12th, 13th, and 14th in downtown Gananoque. The three-day event will include the Fast and Furry performance team, Thousand Islands Dock Dogs, and a disc trial. Spectators will be treated to a great weekend including dock diving, a frisbee competition, demos, as well as lots of vendors. It will be a weekend dedicated to our fur kids and those who love them. Mutts about the Thousand Islands, August 12th, 13th, and 14th in the town park in Gananoque. For more information, log on to thousandislandsdockdogs.com. Sponsored in part by BNTV Brock News.
Twice this week, Dalton McGuinty thumbed his nose at Ontario families and tried to cement his legacy of making life unaffordable for Ontario families. First, Dalton McGuinty secretly made a deal to push through 1,800 contracts that charge Ontario families and seniors up to 80 cents for power that can be purchased for 5 cents in the marketplace. Then Dalton McGuinty announced he has rewritten the Samsung contract to remove the ability of the next government to end his untendered sweetheart deal without Ontario families paying a penalty. With a month left before the official election campaign starts, Dalton McGuinty is thumbing his nose at Ontario families and seniors. He's sticking it to Ontario families who pay the price for his expensive energy experiments. Instead of letting Ontario families have their say on his expensive energy experiments, the taxman once again has thumbed his nose at them and made the sweetheart Samsung deal even sweeter. We learned this week that Ontario families could have walked away from the untendered sweetheart Samsung deal up to 4 months after the next election. That's in direct contradiction to what Brad Dogood said earlier this year when he misled voters and said it would cost too much to get out of Dalton's sweetheart deal. But we now know that Brad Dogood went and secretly changed the contract to stick Ontario families with the bill for cancelling it. A comparison of Section 14 of the old Act and Section 18 of the amended deal shows that Dalton McGuinty threw his friends a lifeline at the expense of Ontario families and seniors. This shows how arrogant and out of touch Dalton McGuinty has become. Instead of letting Ontario families decide, he secretly moved ahead to lock in the deal instead. It's time for change. Ontario families deserve better. On October 6th, Ontario families face a clear choice between Dalton McGuinty's endless hydro hikes or Tim Hudak and the Ontario PC Party, who will give families relief. While Dalton McGuinty thumbed his nose at Ontario families this week, on October 6th, Ontario families can stick it to Dalton McGuinty and vote for change with Tim Hudak and the Ontario PC Party. Thank you very much, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you have on the details of the secret deal. We were always told that there would be a penalty if we got away from the deal. And now, only now, this close to the election, with less than a month to the start of the campaign, again, we've got our change book document. We've planned on providing relief to Ontario families through reductions of the provincial portion of the HST on hydro and home heating fuel. But make no mistake, if we're elected, the Samsung deal is history. One of the things that the Premier said was, you got to have a plan to come to the table. Well, we've got our plan. We've got our fully costed change book, and his government is reluctant to announce their plan. He says he's going to release it closer to the election, and that's to me that's not what he said in the House. We're fully committed to our plan. It's been, as I said, fully costed, provides relief for families on the hydro bill, and lots of other tax relief. And again, we're going to work hard leading up to October 6th. Been busy today. I've been in other ridings today with our candidates in Kingston and the Islands and in Stormont, Dundas and South Glengarry. And we're going to continue to talk about the election campaign from now till October the 6th.